Cardano continues to consolidate, leaving everyone guessing what is the next move for Cardano. And as it trades upon thin ice, we ask ourselves the question tonight, should we be worried? What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, turn the notification bells on. Let's jump into the Cardano video. There it is. I mean, talk about thin ice. Cardano's just trading and just testing some key areas, namely just this trend line that we've been talking about for so long. Everybody, I want to throw this out there real quick before I dive into the charts. I'm not worried, first of all. And I think some people are out there because I was, before I started recording this video, I was reading through some comments. There's some hate out there right now. Some people not very happy. And that typically happens when price is kind of just a little frustrated. And the reason some of the comments I'm getting are basically about, you know, Dan, you're so bullish on on Cardano, but like it's not doing anything. It's underperforming. And I want to just throw this out there, everybody, especially if you're new here. I am so bullish on Cardano. I'm extremely bullish on Cardano. This is the weekly chart. This is the bullish macro chart. Cardano, all the speculation happening right now. We just hit Mary hard fork coming to mainnet, multi-asset ledger. We have smart contracts in Q2, the speculation of Africa and Coinbase, Grayscale, Celsius. In terms of altcoins, Cardano is, in my opinion, one of the most bullish. That's just my stance. And so, yes, my titles, yes, my thumbnails are probably bullish, but if you dive into the content, you'll probably see 60, 70% of the time, I discuss downside. And we're going to talk about downside in this video because right now, Cardano is testing a key trend line that we've just trickled into slowly. I mean, it feels like yesterday I was doing a video back here. This was like the beginning of March. We're trading in between this channel. So let's discuss what's going on. And I really think it's important to start here. This was a video I did March 4th. I'm not going to show you a clip, but if you zoom in here, that is Ethereum in its last bull market, 2017. That is around a 70% dip that I was discussing that Ethereum had. And that was in its first bull cycle. This time around, if you look at Cardano in its first bull cycle, doesn't the chart just look so similar in terms of Ethereum then? Like, look at that. Ethereum going crazy, going parabolic, retracing. And this was actually right around the same time comparatively to where we are in this bull market, interestingly enough. And so here we are. Am I saying we're going to get a 60, 70% dip for Cardano ultimately? No, I'm not saying that. However, more downside is possible. And we always want to be prepared for that. This is a mental game for me. And so I'm always talking about these things. Now, what I want to do, I want to jump into the short term, and we have to visit real quickly and briefly Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I really feel like in the next 24 hours or so is going to dictate the entire direction of crypto markets in the short to midterm because we have such a similar move. And I did a video about it earlier. Check it out. It's important even if you don't own Bitcoin, what Bitcoin does is extremely important. We had a very similar move in February when we kind of retraced out of January to a swing low back into this Fibonacci resistance, breakout to the upside. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We didn't want to see a lower high for continuation to the downside. Right now, we're in a very similar move, all-time high, swing low, Fibonacci retracement. Right now, Bitcoin has broken above, and we have a green candle right now. But how will this play out? What we talked about in today's video, Bitcoin needs to get separation above, and this matters so much to Cardano in the short-term charts because really Bitcoin is going to dictate what altcoins do in the short term. So I want to jump into the short term. Before I do, everybody, I want to just do a special shout out to CRYPTO.TRADER.TAX. This is part of the plan. I know this is like, oh, dude, he's doing a sponsor, you know, oh man, like he's talking about taxes. This is a huge part of it. If you want to see gains in crypto, everybody, plan your taxes. None of us like taxes, but they're important. They're necessary. CRYPTO.TRADER.TAX, it minimizes all of the time. Like you literally can do it in minutes. I did a video the other day demonstrating minutes. You can do your taxes. This platform connects with like all the platforms out there, the exchanges, including, you know, DeFi protocols. And it's very simple. Import your trades or simply connect it to your API in, if you're in Coinbase or something, add your crypto income. If you get paid in crypto, download your report. Very simple. It does it all for you in minutes as opposed to hours and hours, potentially even days, depending on how many trades you have. And CRYPTO.TRADER.TAX has given us a link. They give free reports. They're raffling away a free report if you're a Crypto Capital Venture subscriber once a week. So get your free report, sign up for it. You could potentially win. And if you don't win, there's still a link in the description below, 20% off CRYPTO.TRADER.TAX. It's extremely affordable. Just get it. Let's jump into the short-term Cardano charts. It really is just, it's the thin ice that we see. It's happening before our eyes. And again, when you look at this chart and then you're kind of like, okay, well, here's Bitcoin. What Bitcoin does next is important because Bitcoin at least has separation from like its previous swing low down here, $43,000. There's separation. Bitcoin has been moving. What's tricky, what's dicey is Cardano has been trading sideways. There's no separation from anything. We're at the trend line. There's no, room for downside. If we were right here, it's like, okay, if Bitcoin goes down, we can maybe hit the trend line. No, we're at the trend line, everybody. So a potential bearish break for Cardano is just in play now. And we've talked about it for a while. Here's a video from March 4th talking about this exact move. The most extreme of all extreme dips would just be some capitulation environment in which pretty much probably all cryptos are tanking and Cardano could just have a crazy wick into the 70s, maybe even the high 60s. Well, what's good is the target, since the trend line has moved up, this lower trend line has moved up. What's good, the target has moved up a little bit, right? So I think maybe 75 cents, 80 cent area is a good target out of this rising channel. And it's just something to be prepared for. And I was talking about it 6 days ago in that video, because it's there. It's just a reality of the charts. The data is there. And that's short term though. And my mindset is so long term that as long as I'm ready for these dips, I'm good to go. I know what's in store. I know what's in play for Cardano right now from a fundamental standpoint. And this dip, I believe, if it happened, would just get bought up so quickly. It would get bought up so quickly. But here we are. We're still at the trend line. Let's go to a 6-hour chart. It hasn't happened yet, everybody. We see trend lines broken briefly to the downside for a setup for a pullback right back in. They happen all the time on these patterns. Same thing to the upside, break to the upside, throw back in. You always want to be ready. Don't get immediately bearish if you see Cardano breaking, trickling down. That happens often. I think ultimately in the short-term chart, what we can chart here is that last swing low where we actually did dip into this longer-term Fibonacci, but swing low to swing high. And right now, Cardano just above the 618 line, right around $1.10, down to the 786 line, and that is right around $1.07. That is the very short-term support for Cardano. Maybe Bitcoin's consolidating sideways, Cardano just dipping a little bit further to the downside. In that scenario, you would see Cardano breaking this trend line for a little bit and ultimately testing this midterm 618 line. And that is the important line that we've talked a lot about on this YouTube channel, which is the swing low trend line to that last swing high, all-time high. That's actually fun to say, all-time high for Cardano. And that's the support area down here, 95 cents to like $1.07. And I don't remember exactly when I did the video, somewhere back here, we talked about that potentially being a heavier buy zone for some people if they're looking to buy Cardano. And look at the dip thus far. We've gotten this far. And in terms of that swing high to where Cardano is right now, we're looking at 24% dip. Ultimately, if we hit that 95 cent area, it's a 35% dip. That's what bull markets are made of, everybody. And even under this scenario, as Cardano is just testing these areas, I am bullish on Cardano. I never want my bullish headlines or thumbnails to mislead. The context of that bullishness is on the zoomed out charts. So I just want you to remember that. On the zoomed in charts, wow, am I ready for volatility? I need to be for my mental sanity. And I try to illustrate that in these videos. So I hope the data is helpful. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. I'll do another update video tomorrow because I'm sure we're going to get a break one way or the other. And we just got to track this thing. We have to just be prepared for all scenarios. That's the point of technical analysis. I'm not here to predict and tell you what's going to happen. I'm not here to be right or wrong, everybody. I'm here to walk through this together to try and make the best decisions right here, right now, in this moment. And I hope it's of value to you. Hit that subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.